Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to the Commentary is Silent channel, where the commentary is not so silent. And in today's video, I will overall be telling you guys, it's pretty much a story time when you sit down and think about it, but I think I've mentioned the one YouTuber that inspired me to create this channel, Ray Rahimi. But some of you guys might know her main channel, Hot Tea. Well, it's her bigger channel and stuff. But yeah, she was the main motivation behind creating this channel. It's just overall like seeing her videos, and I was like, man, videos like, hey, I like them. I like these style of videos. Let me try to do my own you know, take of it and stuff. But anyways, now I'll be talking about how me and her, how we became friends, and it actually started off with TRISHA Paytas scamming her out of $500. Like, thank God the money was refunded back to Ray Rahimi, but yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, so I will be talking on how that all came about and things. So first, starting off with how did that day go about? So what happened that day? So as I remember it, I was just honestly scrolling through YouTube, and I didn't really, you know, I wasn't really looking for any TRISHA Paytas content at the time, but I remember, I think I heard, either I seen it in my recommendations, or I think it was my recommendations, but I seen it in my recommendations that Ray, she had uploaded a video, and this was my first time like ever seeing her. And so I seen her video where it was titled, I paid TRISHA Paytas $500 for an Instagram shout out. So to overall explain that video, so TRISHA Paytas has a Patreon account. And on that Patreon account, I guess there's like different like levels and tiers to her Patreon. So the highest one was like one of those like story shout outs on Instagram. And to explain what a story shout out is, a story shout out is pretty much the person will post you on Instagram for 24 hours, but after those 24 hours, like you're done, you're history. So the shout out ain't even like for, it's permanent. It ain't like it's a permanent shout out. And that's what bothered me originally, because I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I think I did do a reaction video to it too, but I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, time out. You mean to tell me you're paying this woman $500 for a 24-hour shout out? Nah, I'm like, I'll shout you out for free 99 and it'll be permanent. And I'm like, nah, that's not normal. I will not pay nobody no $500 and it ain't even a permanent shout out. No, if I'm paying you $500, I expect a shout out every single day for the next 500 days. I'm like, ain't no way possible I will pay you that much money and the shout out's only gonna be for a day. And I'm like, my thing is this. I would rather, my thing is like, I would rather work as hard as I possibly can and collaborate with the biggest YouTuber in the world, which will probably be PewDiePie, and just overall like build my success off of that and do it for free. Yes, I'll probably have to spend money on like gear and all that other stuff. I don't mind doing that, but to pay somebody $500, and I'm like, bruh, I could buy me a PlayStation 5, an Xbox Series X, I can, you know, put money towards getting a better gaming PC, or at least parts for it. There's so many things that I can do. When I sit down and think of that, I always get into my inner Julius from Everybody Hates Chris, and I'm like, ain't no way possible. Like when I done reached that level, like in my core where Julius done came out, $500 to a person, and I'm like, and there's nothing really like that's gonna benefit me. What, a 24-hour shout out? Like, and then my thing is like, are all like, how many followers does TRISHA at the time being? I don't know how many followers she had on Instagram, but yeah, and it was just only on Instagram. My thing is like, nah, this better be on like multiple platforms, bruh. Like, not just, so she only has like 600,000 followers. My thing is like, I'm under the impression that she's gonna have like millions of followers, and I'm like, what, maybe only 1,000 of those followers will follow me? Like, because my thing is this. There's going to be a significant percentage that is following TRISHA Paytas, and then there's going to be another significant percentage that's, you know, following her but not really following her content, and then there's another significant percentage where they're following her but they're inactive users, so they're not really, they're not seeing anything, and they're not going to see that shout out. So my thing is like, what? And then the percentage that is following her will that's, you know, following her content will overall see the shout out, will see that oh, she shouted me out, very few people will check me out. All right, or let's say it's like, okay, so let's say maybe, all right, so she has 600,000. So let's say like 200,000 of those followers go and see that post, right? They see it, they look at it, you know, maybe a few people will follow just to show support, maybe a few people will follow just to, you know, to see what content I post. But at the end of the day, there's going to be that percentage that's not there, and I'm like, $500? No, I want the full 100% of all 662,000 of your followers on me, on my profile. Okay, so anyway, I want that same number. But anyways, so moving forward, you know, past all of that and stuff, percentages and significant amounts, all that blah blah blah, and got carried away. So anyways, Ray had spent or paid Trisha Paytas $500 through her Patreon to overall receive this shout out. And I guess it came with all these other different things. Like, I think one of them was like nude photos. And I'm like, okay, I know I ain't spending $500 on that. That's one thing. I'm like, I'm not going to look at $500. No disrespect to Trisha Paytas, but I'm not going to hold $500 in my hand and tell myself, you know what, looking at nude photos of Trisha Paytas, I think that's what I'm going to do. No, them words will never, unless I'm like acting in a movie and the money is fake and it ain't coming out of my pocket, it's not coming out of my debit card, it's not coming out of my bank account. No, if it's fake, like Monopoly money, some like money that I can buy on Amazon for like $20, but it looks like it's $500, all right, yeah, sure, I'll do it, but not my real money. No, I can't do that. Real money is sacred to me, especially when it comes to stuff like that. So, but anyways, so she paid for the Patreon and never received the shout out. So she eventually did a follow-up video talking on how like well, I think that's overall what the original video was like letting everybody know like she never did shout me out. And so then she did a follow-up video and overall had let us know, or it might have been in the same video, regardless. At some point in time, Trisha Paytas' sister had paid Ray back like the $500, but I guess that made Trisha Paytas upset. So in retaliation, Trisha Paytas had copyright strike 2 of Ray's videos, gave her some strikes, put her channel in jeopardy of like overall like, you know, disappearing and stuff. And I had just, you know, discovered Ray. I just started following her, so I'm like, man, you know, that's messed up where like that's didn't happen. Like, I've been on YouTube for years now and I've seen a lot of people, and I'm like, when I watch Ray's videos, I see like a lot of like entertainment. Like I'm like, man, her videos are good. This happened back in 2019, by the way, but I still watch her videos till this day, so that's why I'm like, it would have been so messed up. I mean, she probably would have created another channel and came back, but I'm like, still, you know, that's just messed up that happened and stuff. So anyways, but I guess like she did, and the videos were like, you know, those videos where it's like 5 minutes of this YouTuber, you know, acting wild or something like that. It was those types of videos that Trisha Paytas had took down from Ray's channel, because originally I think that's what Ray was uploading onto her Hot Tea channel, and so then she later on moved it to like where it's like kind of like topic video, like news style videos like Keemstar or Scarce or somebody. And so yeah, she started doing videos like that. But at that time being, I'm like, hey, yo, that's messed up. So a lot of people in the YouTube community had a problem with that. There was a lot of people going after Trisha Paytas for a little bit for doing that too, right? Because it was like, it wasn't in your, for one, it wasn't in your place to scam this girl out. All you had to do was just shout her out. But I know Ray, she did say, like, I don't know, I can't remember what those videos were, but I guess it was videos to overall like make Trisha Paytas look bad, like the 5 minutes of her doing whatever, but it would be like 5 minutes of like Trisha Paytas being a hypocrite, or 5 minutes of Trisha Paytas, you know, being weird or something like that. It was something along those lines. And I know, my thing is this, if I see a video like that and it bothers me, I would reach out to the YouTuber, and because I feel like that's just like the sacred, like, you know, thing about YouTubers and stuff, is that you don't put a YouTuber in that position of where they would lose their channel unless they're actually like doing something to hurt what you got going on. Because I mean, I've seen it where people, it's like, you know, they're not really too focused on them. Well, like for an example, Vanoss Gaming, I've seen where a lot of people have re-uploaded his videos. That I can understand, especially when they're doing it in the style where they're making it seem like that they are Vanoss and they're just biting views off of them and stuff. That wasn't the case. I feel like that if you do watch one of those videos where it's like 5 minutes of Trisha Paytas doing this, or 5 minutes, I've watched videos like that outside of, like, you know, YouTube, and me personally, I don't feel like that's something that a person, because it's like, okay, you can go over to Trisha Paytas' channel and watch the videos, but it's like to watch like what, a 2-3 hour, Trisha Paytas be uploading some long videos. So if I can find a shorter summarized version of her doing whatever, I will probably watch that first before I watch some, you know, 10 hour long video of Trisha Paytas talking about whatever and things. So it's no disrespect to her channel. If there is a time where I'm like, okay, there wasn't enough being said or showed, I would go over to her channel and watch it. But still, going back to what I was saying, I just feel like that there's that sacred thing about YouTubers, that you don't put another YouTuber in a situation where you're getting copyright strikes from them, especially when they're not really doing anything to hurt you. It wasn't like Ray was doing this stuff to hurt her, because it's like it was videos that she uploaded herself. So it's like Ray just honestly at the end of the day clipped it and put it into a compilation. My thing is this: if there's ever a time where a compilation is uploaded about me where it's like, oh, TMossBoss doing this or TMossBoss doing that, I gotta just accept that, you know? Like at the end of the day, like that's all that I can really do regarding those videos is accept it. I can't be mad at the fact that, you know, somebody is like taking this stuff together and, you know, like it's stuff that I said. Like I can't take that back in things. So anyways, I just think that was just, you know, Trisha Paytas being petty, because it's like, okay, if I can't get your $500, then I'll just get your channel. And that type of stuff, I'm like, yeah, if you're gonna be petty over it, you should have just shouted her out originally. You wouldn't even have had this problem. But it's like, I think that's what it was, is that Trisha knew of those videos that Ray was uploading, and that's why she didn't shout her out. So then it just overall led into into this like I wouldn't necessarily say a beef. It was like a little beef. Trisha didn't really acknowledge Ray at the time. I think recently she did acknowledge her talking about like T channels making videos on Trisha Paytas. But other than that, like she never really acknowledged that situation, and that was something that I've always wanted. I'm like, no, I want you to acknowledge it. Like, why did you try to scam this woman out of $500? Like, all you had to do was just shout her out and stuff. Like, I don't care what you say in the shout out, you can say whatever, but at the end of the day, like, live up to your word, live up to your Patreon. But I did hear at other times, like, and I don't know, allegedly Trisha Paytas has scammed other people and stuff, so it don't really surprise me, but I do think that that's crazy and stuff. I'm like, man, you know, it's wild what people do on YouTube. But anyways, but yeah, after that, me and Ray, we ended up becoming good friends. Because I was reacting to those videos on my main channel, and then I think she reached out to me, and then I was, you know, of course responded back. I'm like, oh wow, like this, you know, this is the woman that was behind it all. She's reaching out to me. She's seen my videos and stuff, and because I think that too, I was the only one really reacting to the videos and stuff. So yeah, still to this day, I'm watching like Ray's videos, because she posts a lot of good videos from her story time videos. She also does like other videos and stuff. Like I think I've seen where she's done like try on haul videos. Is that what they call them? Where it's like they'll just get some clothes from some brand, they just kind of like promoting the brand. And then she also does like news style videos where she's talking about like all the stuff that's going on YouTube, mainly around like the content that she watches, which I can respect, and I like that. I'm like, you know, I like that she's talking about things that she's interested in, rather than, you know, being overwhelmed, because there's so much going on with YouTube and stuff. So but yeah, after that, me and her, we became really good friends, and still to this day, we're like super supportive of each other's YouTube careers and stuff. So, and now she got like an freaking let me think about it. Hold on for a second. It's a tutoring program, and she just recently did a story time video where like some mom was going off on her because she felt like she was improperly tutoring her son. I'm like, no, I think it was just you guys giving your son the wrong impression and stuff about just overall learning and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, shout out to Ray. But yeah, you guys should check out her 3 channels. Follow her on social media. I know on social media she goes by Ray Rahimi, and you can most likely find it once I link like her channels and stuff in the description. But she has one channel called Hot Tea, one channel named after herself, Ray Rahimi, and another business channel called Build Your Pocket. So definitely go check out those channels and stuff. But anyways, and that being said, yeah, Trisha Paytas, if you guys are like, to anybody out there thinking of like buying, I don't know if she does promote her Patreon or whatever, but if there's ever a time where Trisha Paytas is selling something, be cautious about it. Do your research, because there are going to be people out there that do buy her products and don't really care what others have to say, and then there's going to be people like you who is kind of like me, like we're both like-minded, you know, we do the same things when it comes to this type of stuff, but we're gonna do our research before we just go out and buy something. So, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.